The main event is five-time New York Times bestseller and the Athletic national columnist Ian O'Connor. Ian, you've written books on Arnie and Jack, Derek Jeter, Bill Belichick, Coach K, Aaron Rodgers, and now one with Dan Hurley. Give me your best, just to start us off, give me your best story about writing books.
They're hard. It's very hard to write a book, never mind 7 of them like I have. Well, I'll give you the best story. I think in terms of breaking news out of my books, I would say the Coach K story I had, where Duke University wanted to hire Tommy Amaker, the head coach at Harvard, of course, the former Duke player and assistant. And Coach K really effectively blocked that hire because he wanted John Shire, who was on his staff. And at the time, I wrote that it would have given going to Shire, who was in his program at the time, would have given Coach K the opportunity to have more control over the process and really over the program, as opposed to bring in somebody who was a Duke player and a very important figure in the early years of Coach K at Duke, but somebody who'd been away from the university and the program for a long time. And so I was just surprised, Andrew, in this day and age that story hadn't gotten out, because it had been months after I learned about that before my book even came out. But the value of breaking news and trying to sell a book, particularly an unauthorized sports biography, I can't overestimate how important it is to have stories and anecdotes and nuggets like that in your book if you want to sell it.
So I wanted to have Ian on because he's one of the best columnists and authors of generations. I want to learn more about that. I want to ask how you, when you have that little anecdote, how you hold it, how nerve-wracking that is. We'll do that in a moment. We're presented by WSC Sports. You want to make your life easier, your league, your team, your network. Sports digital asset management, a library that actually gets sports. Really easy to use. They've been doing AI for more than a decade. Make it easy and quick for you to get your highlights. Check it out at WSC-sports.com. Jay Marine is my guest on the Off the Record with Andrew Marchand, presented by WSC Sports. That's September 24th. You can sign up and hopefully you can join us. So you have that anecdote, and obviously I try to break news as well regularly. You're holding that. Obviously, you got to be worried that somebody's going to come in and snatch that from you. Like, what's that process like?
Yeah, with a book, you're always worried because, again, with social media, and you're always a second away from somebody hitting send and beating you on that story effectively. And as an author, it's a long wait, man. And you break more news than anybody. So you know how it is, and you're talking about it. We're talking about your daily job. But when you're months away from publication, I actually almost resigned myself to the thought that there's no way that this is going to survive. But as I got closer to publication with that Coach K story and others in my other books, I'm like, I got a shot here. And that's when it gets nerve-wracking. I've survived 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and now we're down to, I need to survive 10 more days. So that's really when you get nervous. But I've had that happen a number of times and survived it. So you do need breaking news, in my opinion, to get on the bestseller list if you're writing an unauthorized book, particularly a sports book.
Yeah, I want to get into the process of that. To listen to the full podcast, andrewmarchand.com, andrewmarchand.com. We had Mark Kriegel on a little while ago on his Tyson book. So I have a couple authors and obviously a variety of people in the main event. And then every Tuesday with Mita Perel, andrewmarchand.com. Let me just bring me back a little bit, because you've had a storied career. USA Today, New York Daily News, New York Post, other stops as well. National, you were at early. Then you decided to also write books. Just give me a little bit about why you decided to also write books.